women's soccer team headed to LaSalle to take on the top seed in the Atlantic 10 tournament on Thursday morning. UMass gave up an early goal in the first half and 2 more in the second as the team lost 3-0 in the quarterfinal match. I'm here with Liam Byrne, our expert for women's soccer. Liam, what went wrong in this game for the Minutewomen?
I'm so sad to be here, Chris, on my last segment for women's soccer.
I know, it's very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. But some of the problems that the Minutewomen had this game was their defense obviously getting shut out, and they really struggled for some reason. I think it was probably the pressure of playing LaSalle, their first game being the 8th seed, and LaSalle being the 1 seed, being the defending A10 champions. And, you know, they were basically the underdog all season, and they were the underdog in this game. So they're playing with their backs towards the wall, and it was just very tough for them to get out, get the fire, rolling underneath them. And I think they just got really nervous, and that's why they got shut out in this one, and there's no more season to play.
Well, Liam, we know that this team went to the very end of the season to make it to this tournament, so it was just a positive that Coach Ed Matz had his team in there as the number 8 seed. So what positives, Liam, could we take out of this game?
The positives we can take, I'd say, from one player is Alyssa Fraticangelli. She put up 4 of UMass's 10 shots, including 2 of UMass's 4 on goal in this one. And another player, the day after the match against LaSalle, player, junior defender and co-captain, Rebecca Sverrisdottir. She is from Reykjavik, Iceland, and she received recognition for the preseason A10 back in August, and she ended up getting the award this year for the All-10 first team. And congratulations to her, and congratulations to her teammates really for being a part of her really standout season for the Minutewomen.
Well, the Minutewomen, of course, ended their season with this loss, and as we're doing with all the teams here that wrapped up their season, we're talking about the expectations for next season as we look ahead. So for 2015, what do you expect from this Minutewomen team?
Well, they're only losing three seniors, which is good, and they had a lot of underclassmen play during this season, which was great. Great for next season, great for everything. And they'll basically have the same team next year unless Coach Matz goes out and gets another stellar player like he has in recent past. So the girls to look out for next year are, of course, Jackie Bruno, she'll be a senior, Megan Burke, junior, Alyssa Fraticangelli, a junior, Danielle Krasinski in goal, she'll be a redshirt junior, Cassidy Babin, of course, she'll be a sophomore, Rebecca Sverrisdottir will be a senior, Natalie Persault will be a sophomore, Georgia Gibson will be a senior, and Daniela Alvarez, who will be a junior. Also, Madison Smith, who will be the senior defender. And these 10 girls will be the key for next year. And I'm excited to see what they'll do next year. I'm glad I covered them this year. They were fun to watch. And great season to them and the whole Minutewomen team and the staff, especially Coach Matz. He did a great job. Hence, a little bit of losing season, but got them to the playoffs, and it was just very fun to watch, Chris.
Well, they got to the playoffs, Liam. That's the big part about the season. That's the positive to take. And as you said, they have a nice core coming back, 10 players that you just mentioned. Mm-hmm. So that's good to hear. And hopefully they'll just improve next season. Thanks, Liam. Well, last week, Joey Sade and I headed down to the UMass basketball practice to catch up with the team and see how they are preparing for the new season. Coach Kellogg and the crew think that the team has what it takes to compete at the top of the Atlantic 10 this season. Here's our package. UMass basketball head coach Derek Kellogg has lofty expectations for his team, who made their first trip to the NCAA tournament since 1998 last season.
Looking for a high energy team, and we're trying to bring pain for 40 minutes on both ends of the floor, which means defensively we're going to force tempo, we're going to press, we're going to play a fun style, but offensively we're also going to try to get up and down.
While losing premier point guard Chaz Williams was a blow to the Minutemen backcourt, the team looks to junior guard Trey Davis and transfer Jabari Hines to fill the void.
And now it's kind of the next phase of UMass basketball, which is Trey Davis and Jabari kind of taking over the point guard role. We'll probably have a more balanced attack with a lot of guys chipping in from different positions, and we're looking to play a much faster style than we have the last couple of years, which is pressing, playing more players, and really coming at teams in waves.
Me and Trey, I think they've been doing a pretty job so far. Every day in practice we go at it. Trey's a good shooter. Push the ball. I can push the ball. We can create for our teammates and stuff like that. So both of us out there, you know, it's going to be trouble for other teams.
An early first-round exit in last year's tournament was a disappointing end to the season. UMass is out to prove that last winter's historic success was not a fluke.
20-win team, get to the NCAA tournament, and the goal would now be to advance, to put pressure on some other programs that here comes UMass. We're ready to go and ready to play.
The Minutemen will host Siena at the Mullen Center on Friday to kick off the new season. I'm Chris Corso, UMass Sports Weekly.